Diecast Norbs is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello to all of you out there, my Transformers hooligans. It is time for another episode of Diecast Norbs Galactic Hooligan, and I am super happy that you're all here with me today. For me, I'm actually having a really drenched Florida day and everything, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I actually get like a little bit of that seasonal depression or something like that, because when it is raining, I was actually kind of down. But you know what's going to pick me up right now? Talking about Dinobot here, I finally found one over in a Target, and he was actually kind of like an elusive figure that I was not able to find, but lo and behold, right there on the shelves, there he was. And I'm actually really loving everything about this character. I think that this toy is actually something I needed to talk about and everything, because like I really digged everything that was, I dug everything that was actually coming in on this character, and I think he's pretty cool, you know? And I've actually been hearing like reviews left and right and everything like that about like Dinobot's quality and that sort of thing, but like I really like him. I actually also found an Inferno, so we'll actually talk about this guy a little bit later. Just let me get my direction. There we go. We'll talk about that guy later. But right now, it's actually all about Dinobot. If you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, or hit the notification bell. Please do so. Please feed my algorithm monster. I'd really appreciate each and every one of you if you actually did that. And I appreciate you for joining me today. And as always, be a hero, wear a mask, make sure that you actually protect yourselves and everyone that you care about out there. Remember, we're actually still in COVID-19 territory right now and everything. Remember, there are still variants out there and everything like that. And even if you are actually double vaccinated and everything like that, like this guy, you know, just make sure that you actually, that you're still out there protecting the ones that you actually love and everything like that. Now, with all of that being said, let me take you into Dinobot. I'm really liking him. I'm just like giving you a quick turnaround of like everything that you're actually going to see here and everything. Welcome to the show. I will actually meet you at the stage. And here we go, it's Dinobot. I really like this guy, actually. You know, like, there's a lot to be said about the hands and everything, which I've actually heard a lot of people actually talk about. But let's get a closer look at this guy. And I'm going to tell you, I really appreciate everything that's actually going on in him and everything, but there are a lot of misses and everything like that, like the hands. I really think that there could have actually been like a way to like maybe segment these hands or something like that, and kind of like made them in a way where you could actually had like a little bit more articulation and everything. You know, that's actually kind of like a thing and everything like that. And I know a lot of people have actually been complaining about that, and the length of his hands. I don't really have a problem with the length of his hands. I just wish he could do that, you know? Third-party companies, or like people who are actually making 3D parts and everything like that, that's a golden opportunity for Dinobot right there and everything, because I think that he is actually pretty cool otherwise, you know? I wish that they segmented his tail, but I love all this detail that we're actually getting here. I love all the brush painted like stripes and everything like that. Like, that's actually pretty cool. I do have a problem with the eyes, because like one eye is actually kind of like this, and then one eye is like surprise, you know what I mean? So I kind of wish that they left this white in a way, or like maybe just like one stripe or something like that. And I know it's actually kind of hard to like actually get this going and everything like that, because like even if you actually see him here, one eye kind of like goes up a little bit more than the other on this side and everything. And I get it. First world problems, everybody. First world problems. You know what I mean? But I think he's actually very cool otherwise, you know? There are a lot of people who actually keep on talking about like these two notches, these two places right over here. It's kind of an eyesore. I got used to it, but it's still kind of an eyesore. And let's see, we actually have like all this stuff over here and everything, which you know is going to be Dinobot's legs. You know, it's a Transformer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think that they could have actually gotten to the perfection of Masterpiece Dinobot or anything like that. You know, but I do love the fact that they actually used this piece right over here as part of the transformation. I'll show you exactly what that is in just a little while. And you see like a bit of the spoilers over here also. And if you know anything about Dinobot or know what he transforms into and everything, you know, you'll see that there's like kind of a spoiler there and everything, but my light is actually kind of covering it also and everything. So that's actually okay. But he's actually pretty cool. I'm really digging him a lot, you know? And I love the fact that they were actually going on, like, making him I know that they were actually going a lot on the design of a Velociraptor and everything. I don't really think that there would have actually been, like, a perfect way to actually make this figure become the Velociraptor that we actually know and love and everything, you know? My one complaint is that he doesn't have any front teeth or anything like that, because even on the product image right over here, you actually see that Velociraptor with the teeth and everything, you know, and I kind of would love to have actually seen them put all of that in here. And I don't know exactly why Hasbro and Takara actually decided to, like, make this without front teeth or anything like that, but like that's actually kind of like an eyesore to me. I don't know, like it's actually here or there. Like when he closes his mouth, it's actually okay, because like I kind of like the fact that he actually has like the lips protrude like right over here, and it would kind of like look kind of goofy with the teeth being all the way out and everything like that all throughout here, you know. So I don't know, it's actually kind of a thing. And I kind of wanted to see, because like one of the reasons why I got this guy was I wanted to see if there was a way that they could have actually improved on the design right over here at the neck, because he actually goes up and down on the neck and everything to cover all the articulation that he actually does come with and everything. He actually has like an up and down on the neck. He doesn't have a head turn or anything, which I think is a shame, but I know why now, and that's because of this thing right over here. You know, this is actually enabling him for in transformation to actually be able to like notch his to like put his head down and like completely go into the transformation and everything. So that's actually pretty brilliant, but I wish they could have actually solved this in another way or something, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot going on with this neck, and I just really wish that there was like maybe something else like right down here that they could have actually like used to turn his head or something, you know, or like maybe a ball jointed thing over here or something like that, you know, which is actually kind of a shame. But aside from that, I think he's actually pretty cool. Kind of wish there was a segment over here for his tail so he could actually kind of move it. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, that's about it. He actually does have like a 360 right over here by his shoulder. He has a 90-degree bend right over here. If you needed to go back a little bit and everything like that for like that broken arm pose, you could actually do that. You actually have a ball joint right over here, so that's actually nice. He actually does have like back and forth movement right over here and everything. If you wanted to break up the transformation, you can't really do that or anything like that, but he's actually cool. I mean, I really still kind of like him. For battle scenario comparisons, I'm going to give you Gridlock, Beast Wars Megatron, because I don't love Dinobots, you love Dinobots. Coming in to persuade him to go back onto the side of goodness, it's the Rat Trap here. You know, and I really love the way Rat Trap actually looks in comparison to Dinobot here, you know? So that's actually really nice, that's good sizing right there. I like it a lot, and I'm going to give you a little bit of transformation for Dinobot. Okay, transformation from his pretty interesting Velociraptor mode into Dinobot mode, or into his robot mode, is pretty interesting, and I really like where they were actually going with it. So we'll start off by taking off the tail, and these are actually going to become his weapons. So we actually have his, let's see, his saber or floret or whatever you want to call it here. And we also have his shield slash, I guess, ray gun, and I'll show you that in a moment. But we'll start off by doing that. Then we're actually going to come over here, raise his legs, like so. We're going to release his legs right over here. And when you're actually going back into back into dinosaur mode, you want to make sure you put this notch right into the upper part of his knee right over here, and this will actually go right in here. So there are a couple of things that you really have to watch out for when you're transforming him. So there we go, straighten out the legs, and there's a notch right over here that actually gets into his foot. So we'll take that out and move that down. Let's close his legs. There we go. And there we are. We'll take his feet and flatten them out and take out his heel spur right over here. We'll do that on this side also. There we go. And we are going to come over here, and we're going to, there's a peg that goes right into that slot right here. So we'll do that. And then we'll just leave this like that for now. And the same thing on the other side. Just find it, and then you'll actually feel it too and everything. There's going to be a little bit of a thump when you actually do all of that correctly. Then we're going to take his waist, and there we go. Turn that around. Then we're going to take his dino head and bring that all the way down, close his mouth, then come to the back over here, and that's where his head is actually located. And I love that about this figure. So bend it right over here by the dinosaur's shoulders, and you're actually going to bring the top of the dinosaur right over here and just move the head inwards. There's a peg that goes right over here into the back of the dino head, and we're going to click that in. And then there are a couple of pegs that go right in here, so just to fasten that in. There we go. There we go. Now this side for my copy of him doesn't really just like go in as well or anything, but it's actually still okay. Then we're going to come over here. This is where we're actually going to rotate this part of the thigh right over here and then bring that down. And I really like what they actually did to hide those eyes there. I kind of wish that this was a little bit deeper, but that's my only complaint about it. But I think it's actually very cool. So there we are. And here we go. And just push that in just a little bit more to, again, cover that eye. As much as you can, at least, anyway. Then we're going to take the dinosaur arms and put them right into the side of Dinobot, and that actually has a peg right over here that you should actually be able to hit. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss, so just be patient with your Dinobot. And here we go. And now we just want to bring these down, bring the arms up, and then rotate them downwards. And this is pretty much it. And then after that, it's just a matter of just fixing up his hands. And there we go. Now we have Dinobot in robot mode. And I really think he's very, very cool. Dinobot, a bot of honor, or is he? I really like this guy though. Dinobot really isn't, and this is just me just being real with you guys. Dinobot is not really my favorite guy ever or anything, but I respect everything that goes on into this figure. And I'll tell you, like, it's probably one of the best Dinobot, one of the best mainline Dinobots I've actually seen in a while and everything. Not Dinobots as in my favorite faction, but Dinobot of himself, the character from Beast Wars. And I really like everything that's actually going on with him. He actually comes with these two accessories right over here. So this is his sword that you actually just like put into his hand via this peg. And that's actually okay, you know, I like it. Kind of wish they actually put like a spinning material, like a spinning mechanism, but if it raised the cost of the figure, I would have rather had them work on the dinosaur hands more than anything else, you know? And this thing right over here, now I kind of feel like this is actually kind of like an almost unnecessary piece, and then you put in his hand and, like, you know, he doesn't come with that spinning gimmick or anything that he used to come with in his old Beast Wars toy, which is actually kind of a shame. But he actually does come Blast Effects compatible and everything, and I really dig that. I think that's actually kind of cool, you know, so he can actually kind of like use this to like blast and protect, you know, so like it's a good dual weapon and everything, and I do kind of actually dig that. I think it's actually very interesting. It's not the best weapon, but it's actually still not the worst weapon either, you know. So that's actually very, very cool. I'm actually using Scourge's Blast Effects piece right over here. Again, Hasbro, Takara, you are missing such a golden opportunity to sell like packets of Blast Effects and everything, and only packets of Blast Effects that actually like work with the 5mm ports over here and everything for your Transformers figures. I think they would be phenomenal. Sorry, let's look into Dinobot here. You know, love those red eyes there and everything. I love this grimace on his face. He actually just really looks the part of Dinobot, you know? Again, loving all of these ridged areas here and everything, and I think it's actually cool. I almost kind of feel like I would have actually bought this guy at the leader class price point if they actually gave him skin like they actually gave Megatron and everything, you know, because I think that's actually kind of nice. I love all the molded detail all around him and everything. Just very, very cool. And also this piece right over here, when you actually open this, you have all this mechanical detail, and I kept on wondering if they could have actually fleshed this out a little bit more, but it wouldn't have actually supported the transformation, which is actually kind of a shame. But still, though, it's nice, you know? Really not that much in the way of hollow parts, except for like the back of his except for the back of his tricep over here, which is actually kind of a shame on that also. But like, still yet though, still not bad. Not bad at all. I couldn't even think of anything to think about, like griping about with the bottom of his feet over here, because this actually supports transformation. I guess he could actually fill in those hollow spots and everything also. But like, aside from that, he's not bad at all by any means. So I had to raise my camera a little bit so I can actually get Dinobot over here a little bit more on screen. But very, very cool though. I'm actually really liking him a lot. Let's see. For points of articulation, let's see, he actually has a 360 by his head. He's got a ball joint. He can actually look up really high, down like he's scowling at you and everything, and just like really like shaming you for everything, so that's nice. Let's see, he's got a 360 right over here by his shoulder, so that's nice. You can actually pivot this up and down over here and everything like that. So he's got an inside, I guess like an inside butterfly and everything. I'm not exactly sure what I can actually call this or anything like that. I forget the medical term for it or anything, but like, there we go. He's got a raise by the shoulder right over here due to that hinge. So that's actually very cool. He's got a 360 over by his tricep, by his arm over here, by the bicep. So that's actually really nice. He's actually got like 90 degrees right over here by his elbow. You can actually bring it backwards, so he can actually like do some kind of like interesting fight move and everything like that. So that's actually really nice. He actually has like a wrist rotation. That's very cool. I love that a lot. He also has like an in and out on his wrist over here due to transformation, but also due to the fact that he's a badass. So that's great. You can open and close his claws here. That's very nice, you know. Let's see. You've got like waist rotation right over here. It actually goes the full 360 as per transformation, but also because he's a badass, you can actually make a kick out. He can actually go out that far. It's actually like kind of like not hindered, but you actually have to like it'll just kind of like avoid this piece right over here a bit and everything because of the paint, but you can actually do it. He's got thigh rotation. My thighs are actually super tight, you know. He's got a bend at the knee, so that's actually very cool. And he's also got dorsiflexion, and he's also got an ankle pivot, so that's very cool. He's actually got like a good, well-rounded way of like just moving and everything like that, you know. And like I'm sure any pose that you actually put him in, you can actually put him in everything. I've actually been kind of like experimenting with Dinobot myself, and I really like this guy. You know, I'm actually going to say like Hasbro and Takara actually really made a great bot here and everything for a character that I really wasn't looking forward to. He kind of like surprised me and everything. I was actually really just going to keep my Generations version of this figure and just call it a day. But this guy, just like, I saw this guy in the store and everything, and I was just like, you know what? I've got to check him out, you know? And I'm actually really glad I did. He's great. For comparisons, I'm going to give you Dinobot and Megatron here. Dinobot versus King Grimlock here, and like this is actually cool. And seriously, like I really hope that this actually happens and everything, you know, because like of all things that I would actually love to see in the Netflix series, I would love to see this, a battle between Dinobot and a Dinobot, you know what I mean? So like Grimlock versus Dinobot here and everything, and maybe Dinobot questions his loyalty to his commander and everything like that, and pledges fealty to Grimlock and everything, you know? So like that would actually be pretty cool. I would love that. You know, I'm just like fanboying here and everything like that, just letting you know what I'd like to see. Grimlock and Rat Trap here, because they're boys, you know? And like I really like the way they look together. That's actually very nice. I love it. And finally, I'm just gonna give you just like a little bit of like fellow Predacons here. We actually have Black Arachnia, and I'm actually gonna call him Chad Waspinator, because like this guy is actually great. Also, I've actually been seeing a lot about like the new Waspinator that's actually coming out, and is the new one better than this Waspinator? I don't know, you know, but I really love the way I really love the way Dinobot actually works with this group here and everything, so that's actually really cool. Final thoughts are coming up. So Norbs, tell us what you really think about Dinobot. I really think he's really awesome and worth the price that they were asking for him. I really like everything about this guy, and was kind of surprised at how much I was gonna take a liking to this guy. I kind of like haven't put him down, really, you know. And I'm actually having a lot of fun. He's actually just like a really fun figure. If you actually find him out there in the wild, you should actually pick him up and everything and try him out for a while. There are a lot of naysayers about this version of Dinobot, but I'm actually giving this guy a GR8 because like I think he's very cool. The only thing that he's actually kind of missing for himself is his own blast effects, because I think that would have really added to a lot to the value of the figure itself. And for everything that you're actually getting here, he's just like a really fun character to fiddle around with and everything. So I really like this guy. So that's it for me, Diecast Norbs. I appreciate you all for joining me once again as I actually take this venture into diecast Norbsdom and everything and actually give you a lot more on like my thoughts on these figures. So thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you join me again for another episode. And again, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. Also, the best thing, the most galactically, amazingly insane thing that you can actually do right now is being kind to one another. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to each and every person out there. Let that flow through you. Let the love flow, everyone, you know? And I will definitely talk to you soon.